welcome to a podcast with no theme, no direction, and three hosts with no idea what they're doing. It is currently 2:32 a.m., and you're listening to the late night ramblings of Madmen. Hello, my name is Andrew, and I am today with John and Grant. We'll all be here in every episode. How are y'all doing?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Pretty excited for this one.
Yes,
Same.
this is our first episode. Hopefully, you're hearing that as our first episode. I don't know how that's going to work. This may be coming out like months later than we're recording this. So if there's anything that's like timely to current events, and you're like, "Wow, this is ancient," we're sorry, but
We're doing the best we can. And
we're doing the best we can.
Trust us. For people listening to this in the future, these were hot topics. You remember.
Yes, you do remember. Unless you're too young, that'd be crazy. Imagine this is like we all have kids and lives.
Hello, 2032.
2032.
Man, that'd be crazy. I've never thought of that before.
Alright, well, let's get this show rolling. Andrew, what do we have?
Well, first off, do y'all want to talk about why exactly we're doing this?
Oh, well, I think you should start off.
We thought it would be fun. So
that's
basically it.
We're just three guys who thought it'd be really fun to start this. And, we thought maybe you guys would actually tune in for a little rambling at 2:32 a.m.
Now, John, you actually, of us, have a channel that we can plug, or something we can plug, that you can go to and I suppose follow or hopefully subscribe to right now. John, would you like to?
That is twitch.tv/red_dot66. I believe, Andrew, you also have one.
I do, yes. I do have a Twitch. I have not streamed ever, but I hypothetically could stream. And if you wanted that would be great. It would probably be, it's like twitch.tv/Super Spartoy. And you know how to spell super, but Spartoy is SPARTOI.
That's SPA. I started to do it like the commercials. They repeat the phone number like 4 times.
Spartoy
Call now. If you call it.
That is 999.9999999.
That's like the Sandpiper commercial. If anyone knows what the Sandpiper commercial is, let us know in the comments if this is somewhere where you can comment things. It's a little reference to a show that I enjoy.
If not, hello Spotify and SoundCloud. Although we really don't know where this is gonna end up.
I really hope we can probably get this on SoundCloud. You can put whatever you want on it.
That's so true.
That's true.
Should not be an issue. But yeah, I've actually been working on quite a few video topics for my YouTube channel, which is also Super Sparkly. But let's see, let's be nice to. There's a lot of other things we want to talk about. Quite excited about that. A lot, but I'm still not quite sure what I want to do with my YouTube. Besides, I've been really enjoying this game called Skyrim. Great game. Would recommend. Speaking of video games, there's another video game that I think we all have the most in common, which is sort of how we met. You want to go over that? I've known Grant for a long time. I've also known John for a long time, and because of that, we have known each other all together for a good amount of time. So,
indeed.
But yeah, one of the things that kind of brought us together was a server that ended up absolutely crashing and burning to the ground. Oof. But it was on a little game you might have heard of called Minecraft.
A very small game. Probably not. Only the elitists have.
Pretty niche by a little man named Notch, a little Swedish man. Seems like a great guy, but anyway, jokes aside, Minecraft, great game, but I feel like, especially recently, there's been a feeling among the community and myself, probably especially, of something you love dying, like watching something you love die. Have y'all been getting that feeling? Y'all feeling that?
Well,
yeah.
The thing is,
like a little bit, but I do kind of like the direction that they're going with it.
The thing is,
I know that's controversial, but
a little glitch in the matrix.
Keep you on your toes. This is a great start.
It is a great start. It's gonna be fine though. I think I have that saved, and John is recording backup. So we're all good. Anyway, Grant, try to reiterate your amazing point.
Well, I was just basically saying how companies, games are no exception, but companies in general, they need to change if they want to survive. That's the number one rule of business, is you have to keep changing with the times, and I think Minecraft is definitely making some changes that the community didn't really ask for, to be honest. And some wanted, some like it, some don't like it, but they're really just doing a lot of just regular business moves like changing and maybe including a bit more moddable and in-app purchase content. Not saying they're putting in in-app purchases, by the way, but you know what I'm saying. Like they're just trying to further their game, and it's kind of going with mixed results, and a lot of people think it's gonna die. It's sad. It's just a messy situation, very complicated.
Here's my thoughts on the whole deal. In Minecraft, I would argue the Minecraft developers have the hardest job of any game developer. And the reason I would make that argument is they are basically trying to. Because here's the thing: let's say they do nothing, right? Minecraft's dead immediately. There's no new changes, anything to look forward to. You can't just do that. But if they make too many changes, it doesn't feel like Minecraft anymore. It is by far, to this generation of kids, the most. To this generation of people, honestly, like the people, us, Gen Z, the most nostalgic game ever of all time. And they're playing with
Definitely.
people's childhoods. They're like fiddling with it. You know, Teen Titans Go, if it ain't broke, don't fiddle with it, but you gotta fiddle with it.
Oh,
Because
I
if
remember
you
that.
don't fiddle with it, right, the players get bored. It's tough. It's not easy for them. And it's the it's the best-selling video game of all time. I don't think that'll stop. But take a look at the developers. Like, you know, Lady Agnes or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like the new lead thing. If you see any Minecraft direct, she looks like at the pin drop she's gonna burst into tears. I don't think they're doing okay.
Nah,
You know,
not
Sounds
good as
like a
Jeff.
pretty stressful job. Like you said, they have a whole generation on their backs, and they
exactly.
kind of can't really do right because every time they change, you know, people see how farther and farther this is falling from their original game. But then
Yeah.
on the other hand, if they stay the same, people are going to get bored. You can't stay the same. It's better to
And what's
change.
really
It's
cool,
better to change and be unpopular than to not change at all.
I know, yeah. And the thing is, though, in Java, you can play any version you want, but people aren't going to do that. They want to play with the newest version. But sometimes
Right.
that'll bring, and I mean, okay, Minecraft is going to make some absolute L decisions that I think, but usually the worst decisions are Mojang's fault. I think Mojang is killing Minecraft. That is easily 100%. Whoopsie, guys. Little technical difficulties there. I was
Andrew
trying to
probably
get the
could have
background.
edited that in if he was a better editor, but you know, he cut him some slack.
Do you mean Microsoft?
Right.
Just a
Yes,
little
thank you.
glitch in the matrix for you.
Microsoft. Sorry.
Oh, like
Mojang.
Mojang is like the one trying to keep
Yeah.
it together.
Boys, I'm sorry.
Microsoft.
I mean Microsoft. Thank you for that catch.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, here's a little conspiracy theory for you guys about Minecraft.
Ooh, right. Some sort of habit.
So, recently Minecraft has added a better way to mod Minecraft for mod developers. And I don't think it came from Microsoft. I think it came from Mojang themselves.
100%.
As a secret nod to the people to make Minecraft better than they can.
Microsoft can burn.
That's a fantastic way to do it, honestly, because then when the game does inevitably change, they don't really receive the backlash, but they still have people playing their game because these mods are keeping it fresh and new. So honestly,
Yeah.
that's a fantastic decision for Mojang. Just to basically also, plus there's less work for the actual
Okay.
game devs to do. So
Also,
it's
to
basically
be
just
noted,
outsourcing your work.
hold on, let me pull up my Minecraft launcher real quick. So that way I can,
Whip
like,
out the
actually
Minecraft
think of
launcher.
the thing.
Oh, one
I
other thing.
think it
While
came
you're
out. So, which update did Mojang, which felt the most modded to you guys?
Oh my goodness. It feels more modded every day, but the gosh
So
dang
true.
sniffer.
Oh,
Look at the sniffer.
that's so true.
What
I
is
mean,
that?
you're
Me
right.
That is
personally, I was a copper golem guy, but not copper golem. Not, what am I saying?
I need new golems.
It
Okay,
was
hear me out
yes,
here.
I was the golem guy
I
in
want you to
the
give
mob
me
mode.
one scrap of evidence to prove me wrong on this one. does the sniffer not look like something that would be in a 2012 mod pack that would be named after someone like Jimmy's Insane mod pack? Like, it looks like
Probably.
something
I
out of
mean, you're not wrong.
like one of these. Like there, okay, back in ye olden days, back when we were all young and the dinosaurs roamed the earth,
Yes.
there were people. There's like these mod packs that are coming out. They're very popular. YouTubers will play them because mod showcases were huge on Minecraft. You know, only the OG Dante Game stands remember. But the mod showcases were big, and the whole deal was like there would be a lot of these mod packs where there'd be a lot of different mods, but they would sometimes they'd go together like a prehistoric mod pack where they'd bring together a bunch of different prehistoric mods. But there's one called Crazy Craft where it was just a plethora of mods that loosely work together, and they just added so much random crap. Like do y'all remember the girlfriend mod?
Yes, I do.
I feel like there's
Yeah.
so many
Somehow I do.
The fact that the girlfriend mod didn't get me too, because you can tell the girlfriend if you give her bread and steak, she'll make you a sandwich. Yeah, the thing you can tell her to go make you a sandwich, and there's like all of these ironic Dan TDM Sigma memes because he's like, well, right now he's doing like the mod show. He's like, no, I'm going to give this to my girlfriend, and then you can go make me a sandwich, and then whatever. But
Just the
yeah,
boys' theme song starts playing.
yeah. Is that even the boys' theme song?
No, it's
No,
it's
it's an
Bones.
Imagine
It's Bones.
Dragons from Bone. Well, it's Bones from
I was
Imagine
thinking of the boys
Dragons.
meme, like the boys.
Yeah,
meme.
yeah, the boys'
Yeah.
meme, but that's the
Right.
arcane main theme.
You're right. Enemy is arcane. Oh, good gosh! Is somebody bring us back on topic?
Anyway,
This is the late night ramblings of Mad Men, not the late night on topic of Mad Men.
back to
Forgive
my
me.
I hate to have to
conspiracy theory.
sacrifice you, Grant.
Forgive me.
Back to my conspiracy theory.
Didn't even make it half the episode. Wow.
Let's go, John.
What was it? I believe Microsoft has had Mojang for quite a while.
A lot for a while. So
Yeah,
it feels to me like
20
there's like
hold.
The thing about
So
Microsoft.
1.17. So it's like the disappointing update, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, that's when they added the mod, like the ability to mod Minecraft
Oh,
better.
so this has been out.
So I'm pretty sure that they knew what they've been doing the entire
definitely.
time.
Like
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
they're just outsourcing their work.
One thing was cool is there was a thing where they talked about like there was a joke. I was watching one of these like the secrets of Minecraft, and it was like, and the developers of Minecraft who have to constantly make the best game they can under the incinerating gaze of their overbearing corporate overlords. And I was like, corporate overlords, Microsoft.
Not if somebody else is doing it in their mom's basement and calling it a mod.
Literally.
Yep.
The thing about okay, now this is unfair though. A lot of
Ooh.
people are like, Mojang, how come you can't make these mods when literally someone in their mother's basement can make them in a week and you have a whole team? And it's like that sounds on face value, yeah, because if you'll see these people like little mod dudes who will make them in like a week. They'll make everything Mojang promised, but then Mojang can't make these things with their whole team in like more than months. But
They do it on such a small scale.
Jean, you've written code, right?
Yes, I have.
When you write code, I'm trying to think of a good analogy. The way with Mojang, they have to make sure there are like no bugs. It doesn't matter if there are bugs in this mod. It's a mod. They're just making these things happen. Mojang has to like constantly test and make sure nothing interferes with anything else. And think about this too. Let's say imagine a professional coder is going to write the code to the Aleph or something, right? Very precisely, neatly. But let's say you're some Swedish bloke in your basement on a Cave game, which is the working title for Minecraft. I'm talking about Notch whenever I say a Swedish bloke, probably. You do this like cave game or whatever. He wasn't writing writing it as precisely and cleanly as they do now, and it was in like different, that sort of thing. That's where I found that very interesting. A lot of games where they're updating very old games run into this problem. Like another game, I don't know if y'all know. Are y'all aware of Wizard 101?
Yes, I am.
I've heard of it.
It's a classic early 2000s children's MMO. One of the first ones, actually. Like they had a Selena Gomez event in the game. There was a whole Selena Gomez in it, and it's so funny the fact that it exists.
Oh, good God.
Oh.
Can you still access that?
They had, I don't think you can, but you can like find it. But what's it called? What you still can't access. There's an area where you can go on a little quest in the main area where you get to preview Winter Tusk, which was a new world that they had done at the time. And when you walk into the world, it's this like Nordic place. All these polar bears are walking around in like Viking helmets and stuff. And you walk up to there's this like dude with like an overly detailed character face model, like more detailed than the human characters in the game. And you click on it, it's like, "Hi, I'm Nick Jonas. I hope you enjoy." And they had the Jonas Brothers in Wizard 101. I'm off topic.
Gosh.
What I'm trying to say about this.
Star power isn't really necessary in video games, guys.
What?
Star power, not like Mario star power, but I'm talking about like celebrities. That's not necessary in video
games. The Rock in Fortnite, please.
That was a mistake.
Fortnite's a different story.
Fortnite is a different animal.
Fortnite is a mistake, so I'm probably gonna get roasted by that.
You don't get to roast Tyler Fortnite Ninja Blevins on my watch. But the other thing was, what was I trying to say? Oh yeah. I've seen some videos where they talk about sort of how they redid the first area in Wizard 101. It's just beautiful there now because the game came out in 2008 and the textures haven't been updated since then. So they reworked the first world textures for their I think like 10th anniversary. It was really cool, awesome to see. But I watched the making of video and they talked about whenever they change a texture and then suddenly it would like break the game. And because the code is so old and it's written in a different script than what they're writing in now, they have to basically reprogram most of the game when they were like trying to change some minor storyline additions to the first world.
Wow.
Which is why I don't think we're ever going to be getting an updated texture for any of the earlier worlds as much as I'd like them.
Wow.
Sad.
Yeah, no wonder we got the updated texture update. Like the colorful update, where they had to redo a lot of textures.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's probably, that was cool that they did that. I like the new Minecraft textures.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, I feel like Mojang is probably going to run into a lot of problems like that as they develop it.
Right. And, they always have to, whenever they present something to Microsoft of something as big as an update, they have to explain, to Microsoft how this is going to make them money and how they're going to, because Microsoft, they're just passionate business, and they're in it for the money, as they should, as is their right, really.
Right.
And,
All right, you capitalist pig, but sure.
I mean, that's unpopular to hear, but, they're in it for the money, and, like, whatever we as Minecraft fans can say, no matter what we say, they're still going to make the best economic decisions. Even if that means ruining our game, which makes me very
even
sad.
if that means making 5 Call of Duty games,
which is
before
why
they talk about Minecraft.
Exactly. Exactly. Which is why every time they make up something major, they have to explain to Microsoft how this is going to make them money, and then Microsoft has to suggest all the changes that might be more economically profitable to the company, and boom, before you know it, you got mine coins, you got all these crappy updates that no one asked for, and that's just Microsoft is just kind of ruining that.
I swear, burn the mob vote.
That's really true, honestly.
Burn
it's only causing chaos.
Also, we swear this isn't like an exclusively gaming podcast, but anyway,
this is an important topic.
It's an important topic because I think a lot of people are probably also nostalgic about this. Anyway, continuing. The mob vote only divides the community. They give us 3 mobs the game does not need, and no one really wanted them. No one wanted them. Then they're like, okay, this sounds slightly better. And then freaking Dream is like, hey guys, we can all make the sniffer. And then everyone's just like, okay, Dream will do the sniffer. So
Have you heard the theory that Mojang rigged the mob vote on, like, they made the sniffer so appealing to people that they basically rigged the mob vote?
who cares? Literally,
Yeah.
who cares? No one like. It's one of those things that That's an interesting theory. If you want to talk about that, be my guest. I don't mean to be like, shut up, John. But like, I don't. It's one of the things with like that's not even surprising. Because like literally, what's the point of the rascal? A little dude. Like,
Oh yeah.
No
just
offense,
add
it's
them
like the
all.
CIA doing something shady. You're like,
Oh
at
wait.
this
Well,
point, I'm used to it.
Here's the thing I also don't like about the way the mob vote and the way updates are structured in Minecraft. Let's say Minecraft wants, hey guys, I think we should add this mob. Let's just say it's the sniffer. I have this idea. They won't just add it. That's not how this works. What they'll do is they'll put it in. This is the thing on these mobs or whatever they call it in their videos or whatever. The thing that I have the problem with in old days of Minecraft, let's say he wanted to add some weird tall dude who picks up blocks. He just did that. Now they'll be putting a mob vote, or they would only add it if it was a part of a cohesive thing. We wouldn't get the sniffer in a cave update usually, even if it would help the game. They have to. Everything is so corporate now, and on some ways that works well with efficiency. What I don't like about it is
it's
the
dispassionate.
yeah, it's just passionate. It's like, okay, we're doing a cave update. You ready to get some cool cave stuff? It's like they should. I would hear me out here. Instead of they just keep overhauling everything in Minecraft, if they would just take not even a big update every year. I don't need a 1.7 something. Little updates and occasionally a big update when needed.
I
Little
miss
updates.
the small Friday updates that
Yes,
Notch used to
please. The
do.
small Friday
Yes.
updates. My
What did we
kingdom
get
needs a
from it? We
small
got
Friday update.
redstone, one of my favorite things to do in
We
Minecraft.
know you're a nerd, John. The small
We're gonna look back at this and laugh.
We are. The small Friday updates are just they're wonderful. They're great. They were great. They were perfect. Perfect down to the
Yes.
last
Um,
minute detail.
I remember I when I played Minecraft a lot as a kid, when I was 7 or 8. I didn't really follow the Minecraft community too closely and like what updates they're bringing out. But I just remember the joy of just opening up Minecraft because yeah, I didn't really follow it, so I didn't know when they
Me
had new
either,
updates.
yeah.
And just
Same.
opening it up and boom, there's like a new spawning, and you're like, oh cool, and then you get to go
Yes.
and
Yes.
crash the creative world, and then it's like that for 3 weeks, and then boom, suddenly you're just, oh cool, there's this new thing I get to build with, and so you go and spam it all over a creative flat world.
Yep.
Plus add in the new mob that they just released 3 weeks ago. That's what I miss.
Same. If they would spread out the updates they're actually doing this. They're spreading out the update for Java to where they're adding things incrementally over time.
Here's a little thing. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna confirm or deny anything about this. But if hypothetically I were to work with someone on some kind of survival game, the updates would definitely happen not the way Minecraft does them. They would be surprises, incremental. Some of them would have hype because you got to do that as a game company. You got to get everyone like, "Oh my gosh, they're overhauling the Nether!" You know, you got to
Oh
have
wow,
that
hype.
hype. You got to have all that. But I think there's a time and place for like, "Hey guys, we added the red dragon." Okay, pause.
Yeah.
Please add the red dragon. Not promised it, and they ousted him from the company. Add the red dragon. Add it
Please, like, as a tribute
to the
to
man
all the
you murdered.
players, add the red dragon and give us movable pirate ships.
Well, okay,
Yes.
John.
No, 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 no.
No,
Please,
hear me
movable
out, hear
pirate
me out.
ships and
A
banners.
buildable,
You can make your own flag with banners. That'd be so
yes,
cool.
that was originally intended for Minecraft.
That's gonna look so modded. I'm
It
sorry.
would. I do
A
not care.
big old pirate ship is gonna look
Then
bad.
freaking
I
take
don't
out the
care.
sniffer and replace it. I'm done with it. Nah, we gotta have that.
If Minecraft is gonna look modded, then you best believe I want some cool modded looking elements into
Right?
it.
I mean,
That's
it's not
another
like they're
level.
trying to
I
keep.
don't know.
It's
I
not
don't
like they're trying
know.
to keep it original. I mean,
I don't know, man.
if
Maybe
they want
bigger
it to
boats.
look modded, then you might as well go all out with it.
The ding for bows was not.
Speaking of modded, have y'all seen those hideous new armors?
Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh gosh.
I don't like that you called them hideous, but I'll
It's
hear
bad,
you out.
guys. It's
not
bad.
gonna lie, the emerald coating might be my favorite.
Help me. It's awful.
Other than that,
The
like,
more
I'm
I look at
probably
it, the
never
more I
gonna
like
use
it.
that. I'm
The more I look at
probably
it, the
never
more I
gonna
hate it.
use that.
Hate it. Like it's just it's so okay. Anyway,
It could be really cool. I mean, think
Talking
about it.
about
There is
mods,
there's some neat things you could do with it to make a building look aged. Like you could have an old abandoned armory and then like put, I'm not quite sure which coating would be the best for this, but you could make it like the suit of armor look all cracked and stuff like it had been in a battle and it's like old and abandoned. You know, that could look sort of cool.
they won't do that.
No, I'm saying builders could. Builders
Yeah,
could do that.
yeah.
I was gonna say they're not adding a new structure. They'll just stick this somewhere.
No. But builders, like that'd be a great way as a builder. That'd be a great way to just kind of like make your building and your armor look a little more aged and battle hardened. That'd be just a neat little offshoot there.
But yeah, man, Minecraft is looking more modded by the day.
Speaking of mods, I actually have the mod of the week. Uh, it is Vault Hunters 3rd edition. So the reason why I'm bringing this up again for you guys is actually the fact that when Andrew was talking about how, like, the updates come out, like, so long every year because they don't want to break it, you know? Vault Hunters Season 3 came out about a month ago. They're still updating it. But it's only 1.18 because it took them 2 years to figure out how to add the new stuff to it. So they had to make sure it wasn't glitchy for the people who played it.
I'm not surprised. Which I guess that's fair. Like I don't know why I sounded so disdainful there. Like if they want to make it less glitchy, that's good. But like if they want, I mean that's a good thing. It's a good reason. But yeah, well, you know.
Right.
I would say I'm playing it right now, but I'm not because, you know, I'm recording this on OBS.
All right.
Info. Let's see. Anyway, I would say the most modern looking thing in Minecraft right now is the sniffer. Okay, here's a question. First off, I'm so happy it has 6 legs. I like that. A lot of people ended the debate. I was always on Team 6 legs over Team 4 legs. Glad that happened. What do y'all think it is? I think it's a dinosaur.
100% it's a dinosaur.
I mean, I guess.
Wait,
like,
no.
if it's a
It can't be a
mammal, dinosaurs
dinosaur.
weren't mammals, though. They were like, you know,
They're birds, basically. Well, no, I would argue dinosaurs are their own species
reptiles.
group.
Reptiles, really.
If they were a
I don't know a lot about
species at all.
dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
I have some shocking news for you. I have been concocting a theory for a long time, and there's I'm not even saying I believe it, but it's a neat theory. Is it possible that dinosaurs are not what we think they are at all? Okay, Grant, when you see a skull that you've never seen before, you assume it's a skull, right? Because you've seen another skull. You've seen people's skulls, you've seen cat skulls, those sort of things.
Right.
So you just appropriate it towards what you would imagine a skull to look like. But how do you know it's a skull? For instance, we have these dinosaur bones. Has anyone here actually seen a dinosaur? No. No one's seen a dinosaur. We don't know what they look like. We have bones that we think are skeletons. But what if they're wrong? What if instead of all these dinosaur
He
bones
agrees.
being these different little what's it called? These little dinosaur things, what if they were one giant behemoth space creature?
Oh goodness.
Ultrasaur.
Built the pyramids, kidnapped Elvis, all that good stuff.
Yes,
Invented
all
the
that.
microwave, you know.
Well, okay, it didn't do that because it would have been dead. Come on, let's keep canon here.
Okay, Mr.
Dear
Logic.
Lord.
Let's imagine if this thing's floating around in space, right? And then there's this big. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. This does not at all match with my worldview, but just bear with me.
Hey, these are real. What the heck else
Like-
are we going to talk about at 2:32
The
in the morning,
Earth
right?
is in a hot, dense state, right? The whole universe, maybe. I don't know. And the Earth is like is a big rock, okay? And then what smacks into it is a big old space doohickey, and its bones shatter
A
everywhere.
space doohickey, so scientific. I love
Big
it.
old space
Space doohickey. What if it hit the moon, and that's why the moon has so many craters on it?
Well, then how did the bones get here, John? Use your brain.
They
Okay,
float
okay.
in space, duh.
Do you want to hear my theory
Or the
about the moon?
gravitational pull just didn't work on them,
What's
duh.
your theory about the moon?
My theory about the moon is that it's a living being on the
Oh,
side of the
wow.
moon. Also, it's holding a Pink Floyd album, and it killed the Ultrasaur and just split it apart and just let it fall to Earth.
It's not a bad idea, actually. Have you seen? Have y'all anecdote? We swear this isn't a gaming podcast. Have y'all seen? What's it called? Or played Iron Lung?
No.
I've
I feel
seen
like I've
it,
heard of it, though. Yeah.
but I don't think this potato of a laptop can play it.
Yeah, probably not. Well, actually, no, it probably can. It's a very easy game to run. It's like 3 gigabytes.
Let me ask you Google real quick. Can my
Anyway,
PC
elaborate.
Anyway, neat game,
run?
but like there's like a moon and that's covered in blood. That's what you're on. But yeah, I think Ultrasaur. Well, I don't believe in it, but is it maybe an explanation for? Because a lot of people, especially in like the atheistic worldviews, don't think they really know exactly where life came from. Like, I mean, people theorize, of course, like evolution stuff, but no one really knows. This is a possible example. Big old space boy smacks into Earth,
Wow.
and it's dead
Every
cells.
every 4-year-old boy's dreams just got crushed. Because they base their entire personality around dinosaurs. I
Dinosaurs,
myself
right.
did so too.
Mm-hmm.
A long, long time ago.
It's either dinosaurs or trucks, man. You gotta
Dinosaurs
choose
or
the good
trucks.
one.
Oh, yes.
And it's
I was a little bit
always
of both.
dinosaurs.
I chose dinosaurs over trucks.
So it turns out my computer can run it. Cool.
Because I did have my fair share of trucks and cars, that I liked. I was quite the Hot Wheels buff, if you will.
Right.
Yeah. That would, it'd be odd, and it would give artists a field day. Just trying to figure out
if you're
where all
listening to
those
this,
skulls go.
Please draw Ultrasaur.
Or don't, because I'm not sure I really need that mental image.
A big old space boy?
I kind of want to see that. Okay.
That is
Speaking of
true.
dinosaurs, who do you think would win?
Oh, boy.
Florida or a T-Rex?
Florida.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that
Crazy
thinks
town.
that Florida would win in Jurassic Park. Just the Florida man, the
Florida is Jurassic Park, bro. Alligators.
I mean, it basically is.
Like alligators and like people overpaying for stuff. It's wild. This is zoo out there.
It truly
Yeah.
is.
I mean, they got alligators, so it's basically a T-Rex.
All right, yeah, that's true. And they literally like domesticate alligators down there.
They do.
Yeah.
They have pet alligators.
I'm pretty sure the most insane people in the world are two people. People who live in Australia and people who live in Florida.
Australians
I'm
are
so
built
glad
different.
you didn't say Oklahoma.
Yes. Oh, can we just take a minute to acknowledge how much the memers are forcing that on us?
Yes.
Do you mean Ohio?
Okay.
Ohio's past it.
For some
Honestly. Yeah,
context,
it did have its
quickly,
day.
quickly,
It did, but
quickly.
Oklahoma is just don't even.
Context for listeners. Right now, the Ohio memes are king. They're
on their way
lesser
down, though.
than they once were. They're on their way out. And what people have started doing is doing like only in Oklahoma, the same way they did only in Ohio. It's so weird. Oklahoma is just funny. Ohio
I want to burn the world, just like the Ultrasaur.
I know, like the classic Walter White just falling to the ground. Like that is me. That is me when I
Okay.
see Oklahoma.
I think now, like, if we ever have
Gonna need to add that.
like a card of our thing, we have to have the Ultrasaur in the background.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be pretty cool. I mean, this is episode 1 material here. Definitely.
I've been working on like an idea. Y'all are gonna, if you're watching this day one, you're gonna see a very scuffed version of our picture. But after this, what it's probably going to be is I'm imagining our three little characters. You'll see what I mean by that whenever you see it. Um, Sitting in a bus stop. The little sign on the bus stop is going to say the name of the podcast. Um, and then behind us might be the moon and Ultrasaur. That's what I'm thinking.
Nice. That sounds pretty cool. And the clock is, of course, 2:32 a.m.
The clock never changes and it never lies.
But yeah, the Ultrasaur, definitely a interesting concept. It's gonna make a whole lot of history museums and 4-year-old children sad. You know.
Yeah.
Unless they're truck children, you know.
Oh yeah, the truck boys are just like ha L, you know. Even though there's a little bit of dinosaur in every truck boy, and there's a little bit of truck in every dinosaur boy. Let's be honest.
Indeed.
Yes, agreed. Okay, well, quick thing also. You mentioned the little Breaking Bad thing of Walter White falling.
Yes.
How do you all feel about Breaking Bad? Have you seen it, either of you?
Don't hate me.
I have not.
I have not seen it. I have not seen it.
I'm here to solemnly declare that it is the greatest show ever written. It is the most okay. Usually, the critically acclaimed stuff is actually kind of poopy, but in the cases of the most critically acclaimed anime and the most
Yes, I was just about to say, critically acclaimed anime is top tier. They know
it is JoJo,
They know
Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, and I can name multiple more. Also, I don't think I have a lot of time to watch Breaking Bad now.
Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Top tier. Top tier.
Please watch it if you are. How old does it have to be? Okay, I think legally probably like 16, but you know, you can watch it if you're younger, probably. But it is gore, and I would not recommend it to any of our younger viewers. So just, it's not appropriate for a multitude of reasons.
The memes don't show the whole story.
No, they don't. What's crazy is those are the most like depressing scenes that the memes are from. Like they're so sad. Like that is
even the one with him like
spoil what it is.
It's...
But top 5 saddest moments of the show is the
literally just memes. That's dang. That's tough.
Yeah.
Top so 5 saddest moments. Sonic.
And I'm like, oh, Walt's falling over. You know. Yeah, Ozymandias. But anyway, it's a great show. My second favorite show is Better Call Saul, another amazing show. Vince Gilligan is the Shakespeare of our modern day. And if you want to fight me because you disagree, feel free to do so.
So basically,
it depends. Like, does anime count?
And make tragedies?
No. Well, yeah, tragedies, yes, but invent words, no.
Oh.
But he wrote 2 tragedies.
Does an anime count as like a show to rival it?
Yeah, sure.
Attack on Titan. Wait, no. So I can't really speak for Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad, so I'll have to watch them. Attack on Titan got really good and really dark.
I actually have not seen the last 2 seasons, so don't spoil, because someday
I won't spoil
it'll be
it.
Free again, and I'll be able to have access.
And you guys are probably gonna hate me for saying this. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is actually really good.
I haven't. I mean, all I know about it is that it's really long and the music is absolute fire.
It is.
Bizarre Adventures is a lot. Like it's a bit. It's doing the most. If you've seen it, the animation style plus the way the characters talk, all that sort of thing. I think it's not. I'm sure it's a good anime. I just don't think it's the most accessible to a lot of people.
I mean, it's on Netflix now, so.
Well, not like that. I just mean like the.
God just totally interpreted that
way. Fully wrong.
Bro, it's on Netflix.
No, what I mean is like Fullmetal Alchemist is to me the most accessible anime because it is.
If you don't mind a 60-episode wait, yes.
It doesn't have because I think what takes people out of it is like you're watching this like fight scene. It's like okay, you have all these characters with these well-defined powers and the way they work, and then for some reason, some like weak little girl can hit someone in the head with a spoon and they go flying. It's like, what is that?
Oof.
why did they add cartoon physics into this serious show? It doesn't make any sense. Why does he look like that? It's because it's like, imagine Looney Tunes, but it's Breaking Bad. Those don't seem like they go well together, but they go together more seamlessly when it's anime. Anime, you have to know you're watching an anime, otherwise a lot of the stuff won't work.
Yes,
Also,
like whenever, literally, universally, whenever somebody yells they airbag, like people get blown back and stuff.
yeah,
That's like universal. If a character is gonna yell, like somebody's flying.
yeah, they're like,
True.
Like even in I've been watching the Mugen Train arc of what's it called?
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer. And
Oh, it's so good.
I'm on the episode where he's like, tasty, tasty, tasty. And
I love
so, like,
Rengoku so much.
Rengoku, and then like all the people are getting like, and then like when he's eating it, he goes tasty, tasty, and he gets physically bigger. And Tanjiro is like, oh, why are you so big? And like, do that against the demons. Why doesn't he just eat and grow twice his size? Like it doesn't.
Like Kirby, bro.
Like Kirby. It doesn't work like that. Like it, there's. I think that's the only gripe I understand from people with anime, but I think you should give it a try.
Like I'm so used to like the yelling, like the somewhat sort of cartoony side of it. Like I don't like I don't want to say I like it, but like I'm totally okay with that. Like every time I see that those physics, I'm just like oh, whatever. It's not bad. It's whatever.
Right. Also, I'm gonna be honest. What's one thing? It's a spoiler. No, I can't say it here. But there's something in y'all are gonna know what I'm talking about. And if you here have seen Fullmetal Alchemist, is what I'm talking about. Two important characters have a will they won't they romance. Okay, and the culmination of it is the cheesiest scene I've ever seen. I wanted to swan dive out of my window.
I wanted to drive over to my grandma's house and turn on Hallmark and watch it with her because that would be more realistic.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
They like hug. That's the culmination. They like hug and say something awkward. That like, oh gosh, it's bad. But
yeah.
Otherwise, perfect anime. Otherwise, perfect show.
True.
I don't know. I just sometimes I feel like the real disparity with anime. Our conclusion here is like they sort of mix the insane with the serious. I think.
Yeah. Good
Speaking
shows know
of
how to
serious.
pull that off. Oh. Okay. Yeah.
It's time for
definitely one of your more abrasive segues, but okay.
Our little segue. Speaking of abrasive, this part of the show might be a little abrasive, and we're going to be talking about something real and serious in this episode. However, I will be talking about it. You two will just sit here. The interesting thing is this will only go for 1 minute. I'm going to be timing myself, and when the minute is over, I need to shut up. So
stop being serious.
Yes, if
we
you
don't
want
to grab the timer.
If you want all fun and games, no seriousness, then I think you should scroll in 3. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, and then at 1 you go 1 minute ahead. Okay.
Right.
3, 2, 1.
As most of you have probably seen in the news, China launched a weather balloon over the United States. It went across. It was in Montana. It's been floating around, big old weather balloon, and it went across America. It had cameras on it to, I suppose, spy on people. But really, I don't think people should be upset about that because there's a better camera spying on you, and it's called TikTok. So the Chinese government already has all the information if you have TikTok. Anyway, it moved across. It finally got great news. Made its way down to the North Carolina border, and the U.S. people shot down that Connie craft, and it fell into the ocean. People wanted them to shoot it down over Montana, but they didn't. According to the news, Joe Biden, our president, illustrious president, said that he wanted to shoot it down, but the Ministry of Defense said it might fall and hurt some people, so they didn't do that.
Wow.
People say that we have gained more info about the balloon from what we found in the balloon than the balloon gathered on the American people, and this is a win for freedom and a big old L for Xi Jinping.
Time.
Back, everyone.
That was hopefully as much seriousness as I could take.
Yeah, a whole minute of seriousness in, whatever.
Just the seriousness is unbearable,
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. the real world is a scary, dark place, and hopefully this is a bit of an escape, except for the 1 minute where it isn't. So yeah, I think that's awesome. Uh, well, okay. I actually have a quick question. Speaking of this sort of like serious thing,
Right.
I think there's a difference when people will say, "What is the best video game and what is your favorite video game?" I think they're different.
That's a fact.
Yes,
Allow me to
they're
explain.
different.
When someone says the best video game, what's the best video game? The answer is Minecraft. If someone says, "What's your favorite video game?" For me, the answer is Minecraft. Over someone else, it could be like Call of Duty, Black Ops 2. Who knows? You know, where I think they're
Sort of
different
like-
is what can you, in your opinion, from your objective standards, call the best game, but what brings you the most joy? Okay, I would argue there's a difference in the best singer and best song and favorite song. Here's my theory. I would say the best song is Piano Man by Billy Joel.
Boomer! Wow!
It's not my favorite song. My
Boomer!
favorite song is probably Never Let Me Down by Kanye West. See the difference?
Billy Joel and Kanye West, there is quite a difference.
Opinion.
I'll give you that.
By the way, we do not endorse anything Kanye West has been said. And I
Yes.
know what you're thinking. He did make Graduation, and that's true. I will leave
But
whether
he
or
made
not that
Graduation.
justifies. He did make Graduation. And also, there are very few skips on Graduation. It is a nearly flawless album. But you have to decide for yourself, as a discerning individual, whether or not that makes up for what he said, which we won't go into because my minute is over.
And post
Sad.
it.
But yeah, you gotta. I personally, as much as I'd love to go into the meme like, he made Graduation, I think he needs help.
That died quite a while ago.
He
But
is,
anyways, what were you saying about best and favorite?
best. Oh yeah, best and favorite.
Yeah.
So screw Kanye. I would say, yeah, that's my theory. I think there's a difference in best and favorite. Let's go over some topics, and you tell me what the best versus your favorite.
Dude, best. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can.
Weekly comic
throw in
strip.
here.
Best versus favorite.
Oh, I gotta say, I don't really follow the
I'll
comics
go
world
first.
a lot anymore.
I'm about to
Please
do a turnaround
my
back
favorite-
to gaming.
Hmm?
My personal opinion, the best Pokemon game is Pokemon Emerald. My favorite Pokemon game.
Emerald! Oh,
My
sorry,
favorite Pokemon game.
My inner 8-year-old just screamed. Let's
So did
go.
mine. So did mine.
Yes, Emerald. Oh, so many
But
good
my
memories on that game.
favorite one so far
I
has
didn't
been
even get that
Scarlet and Violet.
passionate talking about Minecraft.
For me, for Pokemon, I would say the best Pokemon game is also Emerald, but I would say my favorite Pokemon game is Sword and Shield.
That's
Okay,
fair.
for like I was saying,
Yeah.
comic strip, my favorite is the Far Side, but the best is Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh, Calvin and Hobbes.
Yes.
Need
Calvin
me
and
say
Hobbes
more.
is
If you've read Calvin and Hobbes,
undeniably
you
my
know how
favorite
masterful
comic.
Bill Watterson's wit
Perfect.
is. You know how
Um,
masterful it is.
We had a teacher in school who we won't dox, but he had a illegal tie that was Calvin and Hobbes.
Nice.
How do you know it was illegal?
Because there's merchandising isn't allowed. He's never made official merchandise for Calvin and Hobbes. Because he was strictly against it. And also, there's a trend of having this drawing of Calvin urinating and putting it on your bumper.
Wow.
Oh, Bill Watterson was spotted a while ago. I saw his picture. He was in a bookstore.
He's still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Oh, wow.
How
He's in
old is
retirement.
he? Like 80?
He's pretty old. He's old, man.
Yeah, I had no. I thought he was old back when he was making those.
He was pretty old, but not as much as a boomer as he is now. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I feel like
Favorite-
the best thing about
Oh, he's only 64.
What? That
What?
means he was like. Gosh, that means he was only like 20 or 30 when he was making those, like when he's starting, right?
no, how does that make sense? Because yeah, you're right, bro. He was old because he had that mustache must have made him look older than he is. But
I don't know
what
how,
was I
but
saying?
beards
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah.
mustaches make people look older.
Oh,
So
100%
true.
they do. But yeah, I feel like the best part of the week for a lot of people is probably getting those Saturday morning cartoons, unless you're a sports fan, and then it is whatever day the sport that is your favorite happens.
So true. So true. I happen to be quite the sports expert, and by
Really?
that, you don't say. I happen to be quite the sports expert, and by that I mean I have horrible takes and am very passionate. Lots of TV yelling has occurred, and yeah, that's about my summary of myself there. So, as a
Alright.
somewhat qualified sports fan who has only been following most of these sports for all of his life, I'd like to now present the sports segment, or is about Tom Brady joining Fox as a broadcaster in 2024. Of course, when we were recording this, it was recently announced that he had retired again after a pretty
Is it
bad,
his
but
fourth
also
retirement?
not that many. But
He needs
this
to
is
stop retiring.
this is his
And
second.
just stay in the game, man.
Well, this is his second, and it came after his statistically worst, but also not that bad 2022 season.
He's Tom Brady.
I mean, seriously, he was the third best quarterback, and he still had a losing season, and people were calling this the worst year of his career. But you know, so anyways,
Good sports player.
you're right, definitely the GOAT of NFL. Tom Brady joined Fox as a broadcaster recently. This had already been announced as part of a 10-year, $375 million deal that would go in effect when he retired. And once he announced retirement, we already sort of knew that's probably where he was going, unless he just went on a crazy 180, which I wouldn't put it past him. Many football fans are burned out about him retiring because this is like his, I think, second retirement. I'm pretty sure he only retired once, other than this. And this is probably going to be for real, though, if he does actually go through on this Fox deal, because, there's no going back after that.
Right.
And really, the big loser in all this, it's good for him to step away from sport. He is old, and as good as he is, one of these days he's going to really injure himself. So really, this is a decent for him. It's great for Fox. The real loser in all this is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who, other than his 2021 Super Bowl, have only won one other Super Bowl since like 1976 or 77. That was back in 2003. And so really, they're the real loser in all this, because they're probably going to sink back to obscurity. He was their bright spot on the team, and he really did do a lot of good for the team. He gave them all the Sunday night football gigs and stuff. They definitely would not have gotten that without him. So it really does suck for him. I hope they can find a good replacement for him. But yeah, they're probably not going to be flying out to Germany for any exhibition games anytime soon.
Well, shoot, dang.
That's a depressing note. But congrats to Tom.
Okay, what is your favorite sport, Grant?
Yeah.
Honestly, probably NASCAR. I know. Go ahead and flame me. I do not care. Every stereotype you're going to throw at me in the whatever, if we have comments, is going to be, the only yeah. Trust me, I've heard it before. Okay.
Right.
But yes, it's definitely my favorite
basically what
sport.
Grant's trying to tell you is he likes to watch things go in circles.
For 3 hours.
Because Grant
I'm a
also
psychopath.
runs. He not only likes to watch things go in circles, but he likes to go in circles, and I really respect his.
Can
I really
confirm.
respect his commitment to moving in circles. So
Can
that's always
confirm.
great.
Really fun. You should give it a go sometime. But
Yes.
anyways, this concludes the GWASMDSHIGFTASFOM.
Yes.
Anyways, back to the show.
Back to the stuff for everyone who cared. Yeah.
Hey, it looks good
really
on a college. Looks good on college.
Looks good on a college resume.
I'm sure those college
how many of
acceptance.
our viewers will actually sit through that and not fast forward.
Go ahead. Whatever. I don't care.
I do wonder. Will there be a significant? What if you're so good at sports commentating that a significant portion of our people are going to be what's it called? Sports people.
I thought I was pretty insightful. I had some.
That was good.
I
was impressed by
some
that.
good history there. When I referenced the Tampa Bay Bucks 2003 Super Bowl, that's good stats.
Yes,
right there.
you did. That was very impressive.
That was pretty professional. Not gonna lie. So you can not like the sports, but come on, you got to give me some props for the commentary.
I do.
Yeah, you do got to give it to him.
Thank you. But anyways, back to the show.
So yeah, I literally was just thinking of what we were going to talk about next. Oh yeah, do you want to go over so for this podcast? I think right now we're sort of low on things to talk about. So or the things you're planning to talk about. So today we talk about the future and like what's the deal with this podcast.
All right. Who are we? Why
Who are
are
we?
we? Where are we going?
So we're friends. Um, I've been friends with Grantimus for most of my life. Um,
Saying.
I've been friends with him for longer than I haven't, basically, at this point, which is
Right,
cool to
right.
think about. John and I have been friends for a very long time, also, but not as long. We've been friends since
Yeah,
I don't even know
like
how old I was,
pre-quarantine.
but barely pre-quarantine.
Yeah.
Because some quick lore. I have one friend who's my friend from school, who is me and Grant's mutual friend from school. And I was at his birthday party. We met his other friend from church, who introduced me to John. The three of us called one time. Then what happened was me and John were kind of hitting it off, become boys. And then Sam left. Usually people dread that. Like if your friend's like, "I'll go get some water," y'all talk.
Oh, it's when the mutual
yes,
friend leaves.
yes.
Oh, good lord.
But
So,
just
what you into?
And I helped him.
For every one of those
Just
positive
look at that.
interactions, you gotta
Yes.
wonder how many negative interactions we've all experienced.
It's big
Okay,
thanks
so
to
far
John.
that has been the only interaction that I've had, of that, but it's been a positive one. So hey.
Yeah, exactly. And we've been like it's weird. One of the weirdest things about we didn't become friends the way I had classically become friends with people, which is like through school or a social event where I was forced near someone, so we just kind of became friends. It was like I met him. Like there was for most of our friendship, we hadn't even like met each other face to face. And it was kinda
Like only
online, where he's
until
some
like
guy from like
2022
Delaware.
had we actually seen each other in person.
Oh, geez, that was last year we saw each other in person for the first time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just crazy because we've been friends for so long. Like I'm gonna be honest, John made most of my quarantine bearable because I was remote and my friends weren't, so they were in school and I wasn't. So
Okay. You guys might hate me, but 2020 wasn't a bad year, because I met Andrew through that. Probably the only friend that I had during that time.
Wow. Pretty insightful. I can't really, I gotta say, I can't really agree. But, I'm not gonna hate you for that. You know what? There's a lot of times. Right. There's a lot of times when. Yeah, there's a lot of times in, like, recent history where I'm like, man, that was a cool time to be alive. And people are like, dang, that sucked, bro. How did you like that? So I can understand.
Yeah. Plus, I got to play a lot of games that year.
By the way, just quick thing, my audio is about to change because my AirPods died. So
Oof, rip AirPods.
All right.
we're on
It's about
these
time.
regular.
Right.
It
So
is, yeah.
where are we
anyway,
going with this? We have no idea because we don't know how to run this.
As soon as the clock
Exactly,
finally stricken a later time.
Yes. Well, what I would say is make sure if you want to follow either of us on Twitch or YouTube, red_dot66 for John. Is that what you are most places?
Yeah.
And for
Thank
me,
you, YouTube.
capital SU, or just not even, doesn't mean to be capital. Yeah, YouTube and Twitch would be super. It's how you spell super, and Spartoi, SPARTOI. If anyone's interested in what that is
Oh,
a
here
mythical
We can
creature.
get into that
It's a-
later.
It's a mythical creature from the Jason the Argonauts, the classic, what's it called? It's not a skeleton.
Greek myth.
Greek myth, classic Greek myth. It's not a skeleton. They're born.
We're gonna be here forever.
The way
Really
they come
is,
about
but
is when you, according to Greek mythology, if you sow a dragon's teeth into a field like you would corn, out pop, not skeleton warriors, but undead warriors. Maybe not undead warriors come out of the ground. Maybe they're bony, maybe they aren't. Mine looks pretty bony when you look at the what's it called picture, but it's not a skeleton.
They kind of are, though. That's TLDR. They really are.
No, they're not. But we'll adjourn this for later. Until then,
have safe travels and a very good night.
Yes.
Good day, cool and
To
attractive.
all you people.
I definitely made that up by myself.